Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We're going to be finishing up Gill's indies today, starting with this week.
It's 7 o'clock. Here's today's funny news topics.
How rude. Starting with Gill's sweet and spicy ending. I'm just going to record both things today, not in the same episode obviously. So I'm going to be doing the endings and then I'm going to jump straight into the bonus episodes so I can just have it recorded and then I can just edit it tomorrow. I took a long nap, so I'm hoping that I can at least edit this tonight and put it out, and I'm starting right at 10. So I can't start any earlier than 10 because my husband's in here playing games. so I'm not distracted today. I'm starting right at 10. I took a nap. It's like a 3-hour nap, so I'm feeling pretty good. Hopefully I can get this edited and put out and be done with Gill, because my plan is to finish Gill before I start the next route in 9 Rip. So Gill is what we're focusing on to get finished and caught up, and then we'll start 2 new routes on both games, which is how I kind of like to do things now. I don't know. It's like I have time to focus on Gill because the other one's ended right now, and there's not any waiting for closure or anything. Anyway, so 7 o'clock funny news, okay.
This is a report on the kidnapping incident which occurred the other day in Los York Bay area. The people associated with the shop, Green Oyster, have been found guilty of kidnapping Mrs. Lovecraft and setting fire to a warehouse. Furthermore, they were found to have served oysters past their expiration date.
Can you imagine watching the news and seeing like the president of LCI's wife being kidnapped by oysters selling hooligans, I guess? I don't think they're even like proper kidnappers. Like they were so unprofessional and unprepared, and they just deserve to get caught. A few days after the kidnapping, Gill, I'm making dinner. Can you give me some space? Gill, still clinging to me, apologized. Oh man, he's going to turn into you can't leave my sight now or bad things will happen to you.
ごめん。君がここにいるって実感したくてさ。
Ever since the kidnapping incident, Gill has stopped going to his office and stayed at home. Oh, really? He delegated basic tasks to others and did the bare minimum work. He typically worked remotely, and when he absolutely needed to be at the office, he took me along. The kidnapping seemed to have deeply affected him. As much as I enjoy being with Gill, this is a bit... I know, right? Like, you have Iron Man, so it's fine, right? You just beat him up with Iron Man. Gill, are you sure it's okay to not go to the office?
大丈夫、大丈夫。業績も安定してるよ。そうそう。例の女性向けブランドも無事に発表できたんだ。反応も好評でさ。
Gill tried to maintain his smile as he showed me the press release on his phone. Wow, you're right. It's an amazing car.
君もそう思ってくれる？よかった。実は予約も予想を上回る好調でさ。生産ラインも安定したんだ。だから俺が頑張るターンはもう終わったんだよ。それに印税があんなに入ったんだ。そもそもしばらく働かなくても十分暮らしていけるんだよ。
Yeah, but the president just can't take off work. You have to run the whole company. Also, aren't presidents on salary, so even if you did take off work, you'd still be getting paid? That may be true, Gill, but don't you have a passion for cars?
君の方が好きだから。それに仕事ならちゃんと家でもできてるからさ。ほら、新しい会議システム見たでしょ？俺がラブクラフトマンスーツを着ると会社にホログラムの俺が現れるやつ。
Hologram appears in the office. I did see that.
あれすごい臨場感でさ、俺も出社しているような感覚になれるんだ。
Yeah, just turn into Tony Stark and you can project yourself anywhere and it's fine, right?
あれのおかげでちゃんと会議はできてるし、新作の執筆だってちゃんとやってる。だから大丈夫。君が心配することはないよ。
I hope so. She still wants her space, though. Yet Gil had changed. Even while we slept, he clung to me, refusing to let go. I could barely breathe. Sleeping was becoming a struggle with Gil's tight embrace. It was suffocating. I pushed Gil away from me and turned over. Suddenly he woke up. Where'd she go? Oh, sorry, Gil, did I wake you? You pushed me away. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Gil put me back into his arms and nuzzled his face into my neck. His rapid breath tickled my skin, signaling his unease. Yes, Gil, I'm right here. Gil was still haunted by the fear of me being kidnapped again. These types of incidents don't occur too often. But after being featured on TV and in the news, there was no guarantee that it wouldn't happen again. I understood Gil's fear and reached back to pat his hand wrapped around my waist, trying to reassure him. It's alright, I'll make sure not to go anywhere alone. Oh, he's so sad. And remember, Lovecraft Man will always come to save me, right? Wow, it's rare to see Gil not talkative. Gil hugged me tighter, his voice trembled, still laced with unease. I suppose I had felt the same if our roles were reversed. I closed my eyes, letting Gil hold on to me until he felt better. Aww. Days later, Gil seemed to finally calm down. We started to venture outside more frequently. On this particular day, the weather was beautiful and we decided to go on a date.
After
watching the movie, we strolled hand in hand enjoying some gelato we'd bought. You really do love transfer cars, don't you, Gil?
子供の頃からずっと見てたからね。だからバンブルピッグが喋らなくなっちゃったのは残念だよ。
Yeah.
でももっと AI 技術が発展したらまた改造も頑張ろうと思うんだ。前とは性格変わっちゃうかもしれないけどさ。でもきっとその研究もうちの車に活かせる技術だと思うし、AI 車って意外と便利だと思うんだよね。てか、あの時喋ってたバンブルピッグって一体何だったんだろう。どっかで聞いたことある声だった気がするんだけど。
Mom did mention it had a peculiar soul inside it. I wonder whose it was.
気が向いたらまた車に戻ってきてくれていいんだけどな。
Maybe it doesn't want to be a car again.
そりゃそうだよな。
Gil seemed more like himself now. He was talking about how the research could be used for cars. I suppose that's just how a company president thinks. We strolled through the town hand in hand like a newly dating couple. I glanced at Gil. He was looking up at the sky, a distant expression on his face.
思えば大学の頃からこうするのが夢だったよな。
Dreaming about what? About watching a movie?
違うよ。好きな人と24時間片時も離れずに一緒にいること。だってそのために俺卒業後はフリーのエディターを選んだんだから。
Oh, right. Gil chose to become a freelance editor to have flexible hours and be with me, the person he loves. However, he had confronted what he'd been evading and pursued his dream. His current self was a testament to that journey.
あの時は好きな人とずっと一緒にいるために俺はフリーの仕事を選んだはずなのに、今は全部がうまくいってる。本が大ヒットして会社もうまく回って、好きな人とは24時間ずっと一緒にいられて、ずっとこんな風に過ごしたかったっていうような今がある。だから俺幸せだよ。
Yes, me too. Our eyes locked and we shared a tender kiss. With a shared smile, we expressed the depth of our affection for each other.
それで次どこ行こうか。
I think I need some new shoes. As we leisurely window shopped, we engaged in conversations about various topics. Suddenly, my attention was drawn to a man strolling with a smartphone in hand. His eyes lit up when he noticed us approaching.
すみません。お伺いしたいんですが、ブティック龍騎の場所ってご存知ですか？
Oh. What just happened? I didn't catch the rest of the sentence. The next thing I knew, I was airborne. What? Someone approached her and he's like, no, you can't have her. What? A metallic arm was carrying me. The sensation was all too familiar. Could it be that Gill had transformed into Lovecraft Man again? Gill, what's happening? I called out in surprise, and Gill responded with a troubled smile.
ごめん、知らない人に声かけられたからびっくりしちゃって。
That's really funny. He was just asking for directions.
ごめん。とにかく近くに降りるね。
We descended onto Lost York, and Gill removed his suit, returning to his normal appearance. Does he just carry around a briefcase now with Iron Man in it? The Lovecraft Man's suit had been cleverly concealed out of sight. I couldn't help but gaze at Gill, examining him from head to toe. I thought you didn't bring your Lovecraft Man suit today.
実は改良して普段着に格納できるようにしてあったんだ。
It's pretty impressive, actually.
リュックも背負ってたんだけど気づかなかった？
Well, it did look different from his usual bag, but you haven't been in the workshop for a while, though, right?
君が寝てる間にこっそりね。君の寝室には監視ロボットを置いてあるから抜け出せたんだ。
I need to have surveillance on you so I can go work. Wait, a surveillance robot? When did you put that in?
だって俺が見ていない間に君が連れ去られたらって思ったら不安で。
You say when or why? When. Okay. He told the why of it. Okay.
怒ってる？
Aww. Gill's expression drooped, resembling a scolded puppy. I couldn't help but burst into laughter. No, I'm not mad.
本当？
Yes, I want you to feel secure and reassured, Gill.
ミネット。
Aww. Gill enveloped me in a happy embrace. However, on our way back home, another person approached us, seeking directions, and Gill transformed into Lovecraft Man once more. Couldn't help but think that going on dates would become more challenging for us in the future. Donuts!
いやいや、それ大変どころじゃないでしょ。ラブクラフトマンって何よ。
Understatement. That was what Clara said when I talked to her about everything.
いや、ちょっとした趣味で。
趣味でパワードスーツ作るってどういうこと？どう見てもおかしいでしょ。そもそも普通は作れないし。
Is it Gill simply amazing?
いや、すごいとかそういう話じゃなくて。はあ、ほんとあなたたちってバカップルね。まあ、今では私もそうなっちゃう気持ちが少しはわかるんだけど。
Eris, while saying this, cast a warm smile towards the Robin, who was at a distance. They'd recently started dating officially, which explained her understanding of people in love.
でもさすがの私もずっと一緒にいるのは無理よ。一緒にいすぎて飽きないの？
全然。
Yeah, but her on the other hand, I guess I don't either.
お似合いカップルってわけね。はあ、ならまあ好きにしなさい。
うん。でも俺が寝てる間に彼女が連れ去られるんじゃないかって心配でさ。だから最近ホームセキュリティに加入しようか悩んでるんだ。
別にいいんじゃない？それで安心できるなら。
Home security is a good thing to have anyway. I mean, you're a president, and it's good for everyday life too.
だよね。あとは警備ロボットでも作ろうかなって思ってるんだ。
Of course he is.
彼女を絶対に守るようなロボットで不審者が入ってきたらレーザーとかが出るような。
Lasers.
いや、そんなもの作らないで警備が万全な家に引っ越しなさいよ。最近のタワマンなら安全なんじゃないの？
ああ。
I know. Were you guys going to like move into a big fancy house? There you go. His advice resonated with us, making perfect sense. I know, right? You need to have your big fancy complex. Consequently, we moved into a penthouse in the high-rise apartment complex, boasting excellent security. A penthouse. Wow, this place is excessively luxurious. Opulence here differed greatly from Gill's childhood home. The decor was somewhat gaudy, and we both felt slightly out of place. Additionally, the lack of furniture exasperated our discomfort. We ordered new furniture to match the apartment, but it hadn't arrived yet. We left our old furnishings in Gill's workshop, so this empty apartment was ready to be furnished to our liking.
そろそろ来ると思うんだけど、なかなか家具来ないね。
Yeah. We looked around the room with a little hesitation. It was our new home, our new life, but it still felt foreign to us. We turned to each other, the awkwardness persisting.
なんか落ち着かないね。
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we were too hasty in making this decision.
俺としてはこういう家が似合う男になってみたかったんだけど。でもやっぱ早かったかな。いやでも住んでればきっとそのうちふさわしい男に。ってこんなこと言ってる時点でダメだよな。全然カッコつかないや。
He's so cute. He's trying to figure stuff out.
せっかく新社長になったし業績も安定してるしさ、そろそろ大人の男になりたいって思ったんだけど。
He ran his hand through his hair as he surveyed the room.
でもここなら24時間警備員がいるって言うし、防犯カメラもたくさんあるし、だからいいんだよ。せっかくだし外の景色見てみよう。
The view was the only thing we could boast about. Gill placed his hand on the glass window, awestruck by the sight outside. Wow, we're so high up.
そうだね。
Why is he blushing?
わあ、すごい。こんな景色が家から見えるんだ。
We stood next to each other, feeling as if we were in an observatory. The breathtaking view left us speechless. Still glued to the window, we glanced at each other and broke into a smile.
ここならきっと安全だよね。
Yeah.
絶対変な人も入ってこないよね。
Yes, we're safe here. Also, you're in a penthouse. You're like really high up. Someone would have to be like super determined to come steal her. I smiled, hoping to reassure Gill. He frowned briefly, seemingly losing confidence.
ごめん。もう一回やり直してもいい？
Alright, what again?
だって今のなんか情けない男みたいじゃないか。
You need to look cool. Gill shook his head, taking a few deep breaths to regain his composure.
よし。よし。頑張れ。キルラブクラフト。お前は一人前の男になるんだろう。
You're going to be a man. Oh, Gill, you're perfect just as you are. There's nothing to worry about.
嫌だ。これは俺のなりたい俺になるんだ。
Gill then reached out and held my hand.
リネット、俺もっとかっこよくなれるよう変われよ。ちゃんと仕事も研究も執筆も頑張る。それでも絶対に君が一番だっていう優先順位は変わらないから。
That's so sweet.
時間はかかるかもしれない。でも一人前になるから。
After making that solemn vow, Gill smiled. He's so cute. Then, somewhat unexpectedly, he pressed me against the glass window and kissed me fervently. Gill drew me close, our bodies touching. The cold glass window contrasted with the warm skin, making me gasp aloud. Gill took that as his cue to deepen the kiss, his tongue expertly exploring mine. It was a kiss full of urgency, as if he couldn't wait.
リネット。
Gill. As our lips parted, our eyes met, and we kissed again. We kissed before, but the unfamiliar surroundings made this feel different. We both felt an undercurrent of tension.
ずっと一緒にいるから。
I placed my hand gently on his arm, and we looked at each other again. The eyes of my love, I could tell from his gaze that he cherished me above all else. When our eyes met again, I felt the tension beginning to dissipate. Whether it was stretching on my toes to kiss him or his undertaking major tasks as company president, Gill and I remained the same. Even though he was still somewhat naive, always looking to emulate movie heroes to protect me, he was my hero nonetheless. He was the one I loved the most in the world.
ごめん。やっぱりすぐには変われないみたいだ。
No, don't change. I want you to stay the way you are. I love you just as you are.
ミネット、ありがとう。ありがとう。そう言ってくれて。必ず俺が守るよ。
Yeah, let's always be together, Gill.
ああ、愛してる。
I love you too.
ねえ、君はここにいるよね。
Yeah, aren't I here right now?
うん、いる。でも、もっと君がここにいることを俺に確かめさせて。
Oh, there's something kind of sad about Gill wanting reassurance. You're not leaving me, right? No, we're not leaving. He slipped his hand on— oh my goodness. He slipped his hand under my clothes, reassured himself that I was indeed there. We shared our warmth, our heated bodies making the cold glass feel even colder. Our breath fogged up the glass, obscuring our youthful expressions. Like children, we clung to each other, attempting to assuage our fears. My beloved husband took his time to ensure I was present, grounding himself in our shared warmth. I knew that was gonna happen. At that moment, the doorbell rang, signaling the arrival of our furniture. Come on, Gill, you need to answer the intercom.
そうだね。でもまだ1階に来たところだから、エレベーターでここに到着するまではもう少しかかるよ。家具が届くまでには大人になるから、それまでは君を確かめさせて。
I like his tiny voice whispers. Just wait a minute. He lifted me up and moved me over to the intercom camera, pressing a button to unlock the door for the delivery man. The screen displayed the man loading our ornate furniture into the elevator. It would take about 3 minutes for them to reach the floor, and Gill used that time to kiss me passionately. Whenever he felt uncertain, he'd confirm that I was still there, right by his side, and I'd stay with him until he felt secure. I wonder if we'd ever evolve into the kind of adults that suited an apartment like this. Though I suspected that Gill and I wouldn't change much. This dream will never end. We'd continue to live in the never-ending dream where we'd fly to the sky and fight together for our love. We savored this blissful moment as a married couple once more. That was so adorable. Will we evolve to someone who deserves this penthouse? Probably not. Oh, I gotta hit the button.
最高に甘くて時に刺激的で、そんな日々をこれからも一緒に過ごしていこう。愛してるよ、世界で一番大切な俺の奥さん。結婚してくれてありがとう。それじゃあ朝ごはんの準備してくるね。君はゆっくり寝てて。昨べは無理させすぎちゃったからさ。スイートでスパイシーなマイダーリン。
Of course he did. Hopefully he didn't go feral mode on her. Anyway, looking at this little screen, the little rings tied up with the bow is really cute. I just noticed that. Gill's comments added to map. I think I know what they're talking about when they say map, but I can't get to it from this page, so... Well, anyway, we're going to go and load the sweet ending and then the spicy ending. So, okay, so sweet end is save file 2. And he's so lovely. His way of loving felt straight out of a movie. That's what made him Gill. I suppose I was quite swayed by his influence. Something about him is just so lovely. Gill. As Gill reached to remove his helmet, a loud thud echoed through the space. Alright, I'm gonna skip into the ending now. Alright. Sweet darling ending, under the tree on a sunny day. I don't think I read the sweet and spicy ending, I was too busy with the intro.
It's 7 o'clock. Here's today's funny news topics. This is a report on the kidnapping incident which occurred the other day in Los York Bay area. The people associated with the shop, Green Oyster, have been found guilty of kidnapping Mrs. Lovecraft and setting fire to a warehouse. Furthermore, they were found to have subbed oysters past their expiration date.
So far we're starting out the same. 3 days after the kidnapping.
いくらなんでもこれやりすぎだよ。
I think it's already different now. Gill grimaced as he strolled through the post online. I peered over his shoulder and the screen displayed a tabloid article titled The Deception of Baltimore Oysters. Uh-oh. What's going on here?
それがラブバーズのファンが完全にグリーンオイスターのアンチになっちゃってさ。そのせいで今他のボルトモアのオイスターも風評被害を受けてるみたいなんだ。ボルトモアのオイスターは信用できない。ボルトモアのオイスターは食べたら地獄を見る。オイスター食べるならボルトモア以外でって。
What?
あの人たちがやったことは確かに許せないけど、ボルトモアのオイスターに罪はないよ。だいたいあのオイスターたちだって賞味期限が切れる前ならきっと美味しかったはずなんだ。あんな可愛いオイスターがあんなひどい目に遭わされてたなんて本当に許せないよ。それなのにみんなオイスターそのものが悪いみたいな口ぶりでさ。ボルトモアにはもっと美味しいオイスターがあるのに、みんなにそう知ってもらいたいのに。
Do all these comments come from Lovebirds fans?
もちろんそうじゃない人とかもいるとは思うけど、書き込みを見る限り大半はそうだと思う。
Then how about we introduce Lovebirds to some really delicious oysters?
本当の美味しいオイスター？
So he could talk good about them? Yes, he journeyed to Baltimore and ended up eating those bad oysters, right? Baltimore oysters are fantastic, so it's such a shame that he missed out. Let's take him to a place with proper food safety like where we ate, then we can have him create a video praising their excellence.
それだ！いいねっと！天才だね！ そうだよ。本当の美味しさをみんなに知ってもらうように努力すればいいんだ。こうなったらまたロビンに協力してもらえないか聞きに行こう。
Bill with newfound hope, we once again headed to Mo Donuts. Almost called it Mao again.
ロビン、今話いいかな？
お、ギル、すごい勢いだな。でも悪い、今仕事中なんだ。
ああ、そうだった。
That's why I suggested we should have messaged him first.
ごめん、つい焦っちゃって。
あと30分で仕事終わるから少しそこで待っててくれよ。クラリスと一緒にさ。
Clarice? I know, Clarice can't be there.
はい、お二人さん。ニュース見てるわよ。
Clarice, you were here?
ええ。今日は私が先にシフト終わりだったから、ここでロビンを待ってるの。
え？ああ、そうだったんだ。ごめん、それなのに割り込むみたいに来ちゃって。
いいわよ。ロビンとは一緒に夕飯の買い物して帰る約束してるだけだから。
Together?
夕飯の買い物？
Oh, is it that serious? Clarice, are you and Robin dating?
実はついにロビンと付き合うことになったのよ。
Congratulations, Clarice. We joined hands in a happy commotion. Clarice had finally found love despite numerous past rejections. Her dream had come true.
すごい、本当に付き合えたんだ。おめでとう、クラリス。
ありがと
Clarice, then do you know about the secret Robin mentioned before?
う。うん。だって私、彼のミステリアスなところが好きなんだもの。暴くつもりはないわ。
Oh, really?
ええ。だって秘密がいっぱいある男の人って素敵じゃない。
そうかな。
So you get ideas. Wait, lots of secrets. Did Robin have other secrets besides being a YouTuber?
それで二人はロビンに何の相談なの？もしかして秘密の話？
ごめん。実は。
オーケー。じゃあ私、今日は先帰ってるから。
Huh? No, we can come back again.
いいのいいの。ロビン、家で待ってるから。
オーケー。悪いな、クラリス。
そんなとこが好きなんだもの。じゃあまた後でね。
With that, Clarice dashed off. The way she moved reminded me of how she used to reject hordes of men. But now she's dating someone she loves. That's the choice Clarice made. Love had the power to change people. It was definitely true. After a while, Robin finished his shift, and we discussed the harm done to the oyster's reputation with him. This conversation led to the creation of a video titled Lovebirds Overcoming Trauma Street Food Oyster Baltimore Tour. Yay.
おしどり目指してラブフライ。恋も愛もスパイスオブライフ。あなたに届けこの思い。恋愛系要求バーのラブバーズです。
Okay, you know what? If I was Claire's and my boyfriend took off to go out of town and showed up on, and I don't know, maybe she doesn't get his feet or something. But if I saw a YouTube video around the same time with Gill in it, who was talking to Robin about his secret, I'd kind of put the two together.
今日はなんとボルトモアに来てます。
イエーイ。どうも、前にコラボしたギルラブクラフトです。
That was such an awkward yay. That was so funny.
実はこの間オイスターへのトラウマを克服したいって言ったら美味しいお店を紹介してくれることになったんだ。ということでラブバーズ初の食レポ動画いくよ。
に動画上がってる。
A few days later, Gill and I were watching the video uploaded to Lovebird's channel. To avoid having his identity exposed, Lovebird chose to make a video rather than a live stream for the food reports.
すごい。YouTuber って編集が上手なんだね。俺が噛んだとこいい感じになってる。
Well, I mean, so even if she did watch and he uploaded it later after the fact, but still, Gill was in it, so I'd still be suspicious. Wait, did he say that he edited all of his stuttering? That's funny. I edit out a lot of my stuttering too. I don't think I read that. Dang it. The oysters all look really good too. The thick, juicy oysters on the screen made me want to take a bite. The viewers felt the same way, and the comments were all along the lines of, I want to eat it, or I shouldn't have watched this hungry.
よかった。この動画ならきっとオイスターの魅力が伝わるよね。
Yes, I'm sure it will.
そうだよな。うん、大丈夫。きっと。あ、そうだ。この機会にボルトモアに来てくれた人が食べやすくなるように、俺もオイスターレポブログとか書こうかな。
I must have said something about that before he went to hit Robin. Oh, I think that's a great idea.
本当？じゃあ早速。
Gill started drafting his blog and shared it with Robin. Soon the blog was also posted in the description section of the video. A few days later, as a result of the overwhelming response, Baltimore hosted a oyster festival.
うわあ、すごいにぎわってる。
Every single shop smells so good.
俺たちも早速食べに。
ギルボちゃん、ブログ見ましたよ。
Numerous people, the same ones from the wedding, stopped to chat with us.
見てくれたの？ありがとう。
そりゃボルトモアで話題になってたからな。
ああ、ギルボッちゃん、動画見ましたよ。最近オイスターの風評被害で変な観光客が増えて困ってたんですよ。ほんとありがとう。
ギルボッチャも来てるって？
おいギルボッチャーありがとな。おかげでタイヤもよく売れるようになったんだよ。
Your tires.
それ俺関係ないよね。
I know, right?
いや、それがギルボッチャンがオイスターのために立ち上がったってんで、LC 愛社の地元愛が話題になって、その相乗効果で売れてるんだよ。
そうなの？
そうそう、うちのクリーニング屋もそれで繁盛して。
さすがにそれは俺関係ないよね。
Every time someone spotted Gill, they'd rush to talk to him. It was Gill of the Lovecraft family. Not a best-selling author or a new president of LCI, just everyone's favorite local boy.
あ、ギル！おーい！
Is Gill's friend's sister going to be here? A friend from the wedding party dashed towards us.
今回はオイスターの風評被害取っ払ってくれてありがとな。それと奥さんもうちの妹のことありがとう。実は CC で無事に結婚が決まったんですよ。
Really?
ああ、担当してくれたラブクラフトさんがすごい親身に要望を聞いてくれて、おかげですごい助かったって言ってましたよ。初めてのパーティーで緊張していたところで安心しておすすめしてもらえたおかげでリラックスして話せたって。
Oh, did she end up marrying that man from Baltimore?
そうそう。いやー、おすすめ通りにしてよかったって言ってたんですよ。
Was that the man in the brown suit? Didn't Sylvie recommend him?
その後担当してくれたスコットさんからも遠慮ないアドバイスをもらえたおかげで無事成婚まで行けたみたいです。それで来月ボルトモアで結婚式することになったんですけど、そこでオイスターを出そうと思ってて、参列者のみんなに安心してオイスターを食べてもらえる雰囲気にしてもらえて本当に助かったんだよ。ありがとなギル夫婦。
か。
Congratulations on your sister's marriage. I felt overjoyed knowing that Sylvie and my work as Cupid had been successful. Love could bloom in many ways, through matchmaking agencies, books, even YouTube, but there were countless roads to love.
おーいギル、今日は本当にありがとな。
Gil's friend too. I noticed some of Gil's other friends rushing towards him. A friend from his middle school days, tears in eyes, expressed his gratitude to Gill.
うちオイスター漁やってるからほんと助かったよ。命の恩人だよギル。
I think they went a little bit overboard with all the extra lines in this one for random people.
いや、俺こそいつも美味しいオイスターをありがとうって言いたいぐらいだよ。ボルトモアのオイスターは故郷の味だからさ。
なんていいやつなんだ。本当これからも頼むよオイスター社長。
もうしょうがないな。
Gill's smile broadened as he engaged in conversation with everyone. He held my hand tightly. I'm happy for you, Gill.
俺今すごく幸せだよ。オイスターキャンペーンやってよかった。犯人たちからもちゃんと謝罪もらえたしさ。
Gill pulled a letter from his pocket. It was an apology from the kidnappers of the Green Oyster Shop sent from prison. A friend who had visited them showed them Gill's blog, and they expressed deep regret for their actions towards the oysters. According to the letter, they committed to working hard for the oysters' sake once they finished their sentence. The sincerity of their letter of apology made us believe in their remorse.
これできっとひどい目に遭わされるオイスターもいなくなるよね。
Yeah, it'll be fine, Gill. Gill fell silent, his gaze dropping, his expression darkening.
実はさ、君をこうして外に連れ出すの本当は怖かったんだ。
At least it's not to the extreme in the last one, right? Huh? Really?
だってまた君が誘拐されるかもしれないじゃないか。だから外は危ないし閉じ込めておかなきゃって少し、いやかなり本気で思ってたんだ。でもボルトモアにはこんなに信頼できるみんながいたんだ。生まれ育った地元って安心できる場所なんだね。
He says that, but the kidnappers were literally had a shop set up in that festival.
ここならきっと安全だ。
Gill looked up and gave a faint smile. His eyes shimmered with a fragile glimmer of hope.
みんながいてくれるのがこんなに心強いなんて思わなかった。だから俺嬉しいんだ。
After saying that, Gill seemed to relax. He must have been stressed ever since I was kidnapped. In his hometown of Baltimore, there were people who had always been watching over Gill from his childhood days. Gill gave a reassuring smile, his faith in them unwavering. That marked the end of our involvement with the Green Oyster kidnapping incident. Embracing the atmosphere of Baltimore, Gill made the decision to delegate his responsibilities at Lost York headquarters to someone else. Switching his focus to the newly developed LCI brand designed for women, Gill started operating out of the old LCI headquarters in Baltimore. Oh really? They relocated. After a few weeks of our move to Baltimore, we found ourselves enjoying a rare day off with a picnic. Why is he so embarrassed? It's cute. This is darling. The soft sea breeze was a gentle companion. We settled down by the side of our picnic blanket, munching on hamburgers. This new version is great.
本当だ。兄さんやるな。
We ordered takeout from Gill's brother's popular hamburger joint. He had ingenuously tapped into the oyster trend, creating a fried oyster burger that had become a smash hit in Baltimore. The demand was so high that there was always a line for takeout.
で、今度は名前なんだっけ？
I know, didn't he have funny names? I believe there's a product description right here.
さらに燃え上がるラブラブな二人にぴったりホッ とオイスターフライバーガー？相変わらず兄さん変な名前つけるな。メニュー表ではただのオイスターフライバーガーだったのに。
He's like you in that way, Gil.
俺そんな変な名前つけないよ。
What about Lovecraft Man?
ラブクラフトマンダメ？
Nothing's wrong with it, but it's like your brother's burgers. You don't really know what's inside until you try it.
あ、本当だ。
He said that so cutely. Platinum Man got his name because he was a suit made of platinum. Yet Gil chose to stamp it with his family name, irrespective of the suit's material. It wouldn't make a difference whether I wore it or even if Gil's brother did.
まあ、そこは愛を作る戦士ってことで。
Oh please, I thought you didn't like being labeled that way.
昔はね。でも今は君と一緒に愛を作れてるからさ。
I know, now he's proud of it. Gil smiled, taking a hearty bite of his burger, which left a smear of sauce on his cheek.
ハンバーガーってこれだから食べるの難しい。
Gil. I reached out, holding his hand, and moved my face closer to his. I gently licked the sauce from his cheek.
ティネット!
What? You can do stuff like that, but she can't? You literally licked all the chocolate off her fingers in one of the episodes. You always pull that on me, Gil. It's just a little payback. I know, right? Even when a smidge of foam from... yeah, I know. It's the cappuccino. Even when a smidge of foam from my cappuccino dotted my nose, Gil always found a way to do that. This time I decided to playfully imitate Tim, causing Gil's cheek to flush a bright red.
何その可愛いの！ずるいよ！
It's gonna drive you mad out here, isn't she? The tips of Gil's ears turned red as he tried to maintain his composure, quickly distracting himself by chowing down his burger. It wasn't often I got to tease him like that. Usually he was the one doing the teasing. Feeling content, I finished off my burger as well. Just then I felt a tug on my arm.
仕返し。
Before I could react, Gil leaned in and planted a kiss on my cheek. Hey, Gil.
かわいい。
He then rewarded my surprised stutter with another soft kiss. Basking under the beautifully clear sky, we savored our burgers and each other's company, every moment feeling like a fresh love. Hamburgers and a clear blue sky. The draped shade of the tree danced across our faces.
気持ちいいな。
It sure does. There was a time when I wondered what might happen next, but now our new life in Baltimore was flowing along beautifully.
リネット。大好き。
I love you too, Gil.
うん。
Our eyes met and we both burst into laughter. This joy, this comfort would soon become our normal. Our future filled with such days wasn't a dream, it was our reality. Sweet end. Hit the button this time. Time for the spicy end. She can only get away with teasing him out in the open because there's nothing he can do about it. He's stuck there. Alright, spicy end. Alright, we're gonna say I'm okay. Instead of we're scared. I'm okay. I'm not hurt and I'm not scared.
変なことされてない？
They have me handcuffed and tied with a rope. You're not hurt. No, just handcuffed.
でしょ？縄？
おい！余計なことを言うな！ただ逃げられないようにしてるだけだろ！
He snatched the phone from my hand while I was still talking to Gill. I can hear Gill yelling from far away.
リネット！おい、誘拐犯！彼女に指一本でも触れてみろ！絶対許さないからな！
Alright, and there's one more choice before the end. He is funky. We've already read this, so I'm gonna skip to the end now. Tiny, tiny room of joy. Oh, really? What is the tiny, tiny room?
It's 7 o'clock. Here's today's funny news topics.
He's not gonna keep her literally locked up in a bedroom, is he?
This is a report on the kidnapping incident which occurred the other day in Los York Bay area. The people associated with the shop, Green Oyster, have been found guilty of kidnapping Mrs. Lovecraft and setting fire to a warehouse. Furthermore, they were found to have served oysters past their expiration date.
A few days after the kidnapping, we're not in the apartment. Oh my goodness. Gill and I found ourselves at his parents' home. He'd expressed a sudden desire to visit, practically dragging me along.
いやー、やっぱ実家はいいよね。じいやもばあやもいるし。
Gill, what's going on?
いや、特に理由はないよ。なんとなくかな。
If she suspects something's wrong, then something obviously is, and you're lying.
ほら、大学の間ロサンヨークにいてずっと帰らなかったからさ、久々に地元もいいなって思っちゃって。
In other words, it seemed like he was just homesick. Well, I sometimes long to go back to Celestia, so it's probably similar.
それに、子供の頃過ごしてたこの部屋でも君と暮らしてみたくなったんだ。
We lay in his bed as we spoke, holding me close.
だから少しだけここにいさせて。
His voice revealed a hint of anxiety. After enduring a traumatic ordeal of the kidnapping, it was understandable that Gill might have wanted to unwind at home.
それにさ、やっぱちょっと背徳感とか覚えるんだ。実家に君がいるとさ。
Huh? I know, I'm wondering too.
生まれてからずっと過ごしてきたこの部屋に大好きな君がいる。俺という存在自体に君が組み込まれたような。
Part of...
なんでもない。だからね、こうしていようよ。
Gill kissed me and playfully nibbled at my ear. I thought he hadn't changed, but I began to sense something different. Wait, the door won't open? He did lock her in a bedroom. Oh my goodness. For some reason, the door to Gill's room was locked from the outside. As I fiddled with the doorknob, the door suddenly swung open from the outside.
ごめん間違えちゃった。
A mistake?
実家にいた頃よく勝手に掃除されるのが嫌で、こうやって鍵閉めてたからさ。
That's funny. Oh, I see. But usually you'd be able to unlock the door from the inside, right?
それよりどうしたの？
I just needed to use the restroom.
トイレなら俺の部屋にあるよ。
Really? I didn't notice.
いや、最近作ってもらったんだ。
He literally is keeping her locked up. You had it built.
その方が便利かなって思って。
Well, it's definitely convenient, but something felt off about the situation. It was as if Gill didn't want me to leave the room. However, I quickly brushed that aside as overthinking. From that day forward, Gill never forgot to lock the door. I might have been overthinking things. That's just what I thought, but... something has to be wrong here, right? It had been a week since we returned to his parents' home in Baltimore. Gill's always home. What about his work? Come to think of it, I haven't been outside this room all week. This is, I don't know, almost as disturbing as Ryuki's spicy end. Though Gill home was enormous and offered much to explore, I realized that I had only ventured into the courtyard the entire week. No shopping mall, Baltimore Park, or movie theater trips.
リネット、どうしたの？おやつでも食べる？
Also reminds me of like Giorda's one of his bad ends, or he locks Katerina up in his room and gives her chocolate and books to keep her content. I'm okay. Gill, how's work?
大丈夫だよ。最近実はまたボルトモアの方で仕事するようになってさ。
Really?
ほら、新作ブランドの試作車はこっちで作ってるからさ、直接監修できた方がいいと思ったんだ。だから新しいロサンヨークの本社は別の人に任せてるんだよ。リモートで確認もしてるし大丈夫。
Oh, I see. Yo, how about we go see a movie next time you have a day off?
映画か、いいね。ちょうどトランスカーズの新作もあるし準備しとくよ。
You want to have it arranged to be like in the room or something? Great, thanks. He doesn't mind going out then. It seemed that staying home for a week was merely a coincidence. Then the next day. No, I don't think so.
リネット、お待たせ。俺の部屋から直接行けるようにシアタールームを作ったよ。
Gill opened the newly built door. Poor Lynette. What did he do? He built a theater connecting to his room? He built a theater. Okay. A state-of-the-art home theater lay beyond. What's all this?
いや、普通に映画館を家の中に作ったんだ。最新の映画も家で見られるんだよ。
Poor Lynette. But how can we see the newest films?
実はセレブ用のそういうサービスがあるって前にラウルから聞いててさ、導入しちゃった。
I had no idea such a service even existed. It was certainly something you wouldn't know about unless you were wealthy. But Gill, I wanted to go on a date to the theater, and I was looking forward to some popcorn too.
そう言うと思ってポップコーンも用意してあるよ。
You did?
君のしたいことは全部お見通しだよ。ずーっと見てきたんだから。
Gill smiled, extending his hand towards me.
さあ、リネット、一緒に映画を見よう。
Hey. But as I looked at his smiling face, I noticed something different. There was a strange intensity in his gaze, like a hidden darkness lurking behind his eyes. When Gill looked at me, it almost seemed like he'd gone crazy. His gaze seemed to be the same, but it had a sense of lunacy now.
洋服が買いたくなったらいつでも言ってね。ブランドごと呼んでくるから。
Gill, you've changed, Gill, no. An entire collection?
ラウルに聞いたんだ。結構そういうサービス普通にあるんだよ。シリウッド俳優はなかなか人前に出られないからいろんなサービス活用してるんだって。家で全部賄えるんだって。いいよね。
Could it be, does he want to keep me at home all the time? Was it because of the kidnapping? Maybe Gill was scared of letting me out, so he wanted everything to be done at home. He has said once that it felt as if I'd become part of his entire being. If this home was Gill's body, then maybe I'd become a part of him in a way that we'd be always together and never apart. Was that why he wanted to keep me locked up? Perhaps Gill realized that I'd pieced this together, but he was just smiling as he held my hand.
さあ、リネット、一緒に映画を見よう。
With those words, Gill led me by the hand into the elaborate home theater he'd set up. There was an appetizing bag of popcorn and a movie pamphlet he'd somehow obtained. The movie night I'd been looking forward to had finally come. However, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was stepping into an abyss. Aww. Spicy wasn't very good, was it? I was not expecting that. I was expecting something more Gill appropriate, but whatever, I guess. Anyway, that's all of Gill's endings. I'll be doing his bonus episodes next, and that'll be the next video that I post as well. So 2 back-to-back Gills before we go into Mariance Levin, I believe is his full name. Yeah, Marianice Levin is going to be the route I do next before Raoul, because it got the most votes. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.